What is up, guys? Jake here. We're finally getting back to some Sakura Gamer. Turns out I haven't played this since like 2019. So we're gonna get into this, and we're starting as we mean to go on with Nikohime in her underwear in her room. Let's get going.
I just can't believe it.
I sit on the edge of Clover's bed, my underwear slightly seething. We're not even in our room. This is scandalous. Well, I mean, maybe I'm not being that silent. Can you only seethe silently? I feel like you can seethe loudly. Pouting, I fish a stuffed toy from the bed and give it a tight hug. Yeah, take that, toy. Clover loves stuffed toys. There are cute pillows of multiple shapes strewn across her bed and lots of misshapen plush toys from various magical girl anime, like a penguin. The toys don't have proper hands or feet. Instead, they have little felt stumps. Clover says they're cute, but I think they're kind of disturbing. I mean, I guess like this. No, it's not that disturbing. It's pretty cute. You should get over it. I guess we all have different preferences, though.
Hey, Nikohime!
Clover spins about in her swivel chair and casts me a curious glance.
Are you, like, okay? No, I'm not okay. I'm in a bad mood. Well, I could tell that much.
She giggles.
You really are like a cat. What do you mean? You hate getting wet. That's not true. I love getting wet. I have a shower like every other day.
I don't shower every day, of course. That'd be overkill. She nasty, though.
I think you should thank Suki. Why? For ruining my outfit? No, for providing us with a really clickbaity thumbnail for the last video. I mean, she didn't even ruin it. It's just water, Nikohime. But that jacket was my favorite. I know, you wear it all the time. When do you ever find the time to wash it? I do wash it. Sometimes.
Ugh. Clover pulls a face. God only knows what that means.
I thought you were starting to smell. I don't smell. You will if you always wear the same clothes and forget to take showers. Unlike a cat, you can't lick yourself clean. Whatever. So pouty. Since you're waiting for your jacket to dry, do you want to wear any of my clothes?
I glance at Clover's wardrobe dubiously. I hate clothes shopping. I order most of my clothes online. My wardrobe is tiny with only a few items of clothing. Clover, on the other hand, loves buying new outfits, which is weird because she only seems to get half an outfit whenever she does. But most of the outfits she favors can't be worn outside. Yikes. Her tight underboob shirt is such an example. That's what they call it, a tight underboob shirt. Nice. She has even crazier clothes inside her wardrobe, too. I know, I've seen them. No, I haven't. She loves cosplay, and she has loads of skimpy outfits. Schoolgirl uniforms, and idol costumes, and nurse dresses. Clover's wardrobe is very interesting. Half of it devoted to her cosplay items, and the other half is very plain and respectable. Mostly beige shirts and floral dresses. The divide between her life as a gaming addict and her life as an elementary school teacher is quite large.
I think I'm fine. Are you sure? I have lots of cute clothes that would suit you. Like what? I think you'd look really nice as like a maid, or a magical girl, or a shrine maiden. Forget it.
I'd rather sulk around in my underwear than try on ridiculous outfits like that. My underwear might not be the most distinguished of clothes, but it's better than cosplay. Okay. Wow, just turn off all the cosplayers in the room.
Well, if you're gonna be like that, I can always make you feel more comfortable. What do you mean? Just a sec.
I watch, eyes narrowed, as Clover pulls her shirt over her head and wiggles out of her skirt. In less than a second, she's wearing her bra and panties. She was not wearing this under. There was more underboob when she had her shirt on. That's ridiculous. Well, it's not like I haven't seen those before today. Wow. So jaded.
Why did you do that? So you don't feel left out. But your clothes didn't get wet. You don't need to take them off. I know that, but I wanted to keep you company. Well, thanks, I guess. Oh, it's no problem.
Clover smiles brightly and flashes a peace sign.
So, are you, like, totally annoyed at Suki? Yes, I am. She had no right to spray me with water like that. She didn't even say sorry. How can she afford to lounge around when we have a deadline coming up? Oh, don't be so stuffy, Nikohime. Suki's a hard worker. How do you know? We've been playing MMOs together for a few years. She always took it seriously.
I know she's a hard worker because she plays a lot of video games. I mean, yeah, the math checks out there, for sure.
But you've never worked with her before, have you? No, I mean, like, no, but I trust her. Well, I don't. She seems like an idiot. You don't trust anybody. How can I? She tricked your grandmother into filling your laptop with rice. Don't laugh. It wasn't funny. It was a huge pain. Are you sure it wasn't even, like, a little amusing? Like, a little funny? Well, I mean, like, maybe a little, but that's not the point. How do we know she'll be able to deliver on time? Huh. You know, I don't think she's the kind of person who will let us down. Well, shit, I'm convinced. Why? Well, how do we know she won't let us down? I mean, she probably won't. She had, like, a totally strict upbringing. The merits of responsibility and hard work were beaten into her at an early age. Quite literally. Oh, so we should trust her because she was beaten. Suki told me when she made any mistake as she was practicing her calligraphy, her grandma would hit the back of her knuckles with a wooden ruler. That sounds like abuse. We should call Child Protective Services. That's even more intense than my parents, and they were incredibly strict about my grades. I know, right? Makes me glad my family's so sweet. Clover's from a huge family. She's got 4 older brothers and she's the only daughter. Because of that, her parents spoiled her. So did her grandparents. Plus, she has a whole slew of aunts and uncles. Never met her family, but from what she's told me, they sound very warm and friendly. They still send her money every single New Year's, even though she's in her 20s. That's what I'm saying! You shouldn't worry. Suki's like a good girl, I can guarantee it. I don't know, she seems like a bad girl if you ask me. Well, I feel my resolve wavering. But if you're like not happy with the amount of work she's putting in, you can always talk to her about it, a fate worse than death. Do you think I should? Yeah, complaining to me won't solve anything, will it? I sigh, leaning back against the headboard of Clover's bed. I mean, I guess you have a point. I always do! It's one of the first things you learn when you become an elementary teacher. But what? If 2 of the children have a disagreement, you should make them talk about it. That way, any misunderstandings can be cleared up, and all grievances can get aired out. I mean, if anyone's going to be good at communicating, it's kindergartners. This is an elementary school, right? You know that, right? Oh, I know, but it's the same basic principles. We're grown women, Clover. That's true, but like, people don't mature as much as they think. Kids always get in arguments about silly things. As adults, we can look down on them and say they're being petty. But aren't grown-ups the same? We argue about a lot of silly things too. We just tell ourselves it's different because we're so much older. But at the end of the day, we're all like humans or whatever. Wow, for a few seconds you almost sounded smart. Sick burn, Nikohime, fucking get her. Hey, I am smart. From now on, you should totally call me Professor Matsudo. That would be Clover's family name. I gathered, yes. Her full name is Matsuko Chika. Clover's not anywhere in there. I've known her true name for a long time, but... I'm sorry, but I can't accept that. Oh, why not? I smile, pushing my glasses up the bridge of my nose. No matter what you say, you'll always be Clover to me. And scene, we're done. Great. Learned a lot. Hey, Suki, are you, like, in there? Just a second! Man, love Suki's voice. I wait in the hallway, arms folded. I hear a rustling coming from inside Suki's room, and then she opens the door. Thank God we decided not to put on clothes. Wow. Yeah, I mean, she still does. Hi! She's smiling brightly. So brightly, in fact, it's almost blinding. I avert my eyes. Don't you have any shame? Now why would you want me to have a silly thing like that? You could at least apologize, you know. For what? For splashing me with water. Ow! Is that why you're wearing your underwear? Yes, I don't have any other clean clothes. That's a pain, but like, it's not my fault. It is your fault. You splashed her with water. Yeah, it is. You splashed me with water, you remember? It's like directly your fault. Suki pouts. So, did you come here to scold me? Is that it? Well... Oh, you're so cruel. How could you bully a pure, innocent maiden like me? Suki blinks at me winsomely from beneath her eyelashes. Winsomely. Big SAT word. They're full and thick. Well, if scolding me would make you feel better, go ahead. I will accept any hardship you see fit to bestow. I offer myself to you, Nikohime, Please use my body as you wish to satiate your wrath. Only please.
Blink, blink.
Be gentle with me, alright? It's my first time. It would be my first time too.
Okay, wow, this is getting somewhere.
Oh, how lovely. Then let's make each other feel good together.
Suki takes a step towards me. My heart pounds.
Would you purr in pleasure just for me?
She brushed a strand of hair off my cheek.
While you desecrate my flesh?
She's so close I can't think straight. Wow, you get flustered very easily, Nico. She smells good. It's almost bewitching.
You can do whatever you want to me. Anything you like.
Her eyes shimmer mischievously.
You're so quiet and reserved, but you know what they say.
Her finger traces a line against my cheek. It burns.
It's always the quiet ones. Suki, please.
I squeeze my eyes shut and push her away. Suki stumbles back, but she doesn't fall. She manages to catch her balance at the last moment.
I'm sorry, I was just playing around, but, didn't you like it?
Okay. No.
No, I didn't. Not at all? Not one bit. It's kind of intrusive. And anyway, I actually want to have a serious conversation with you. Really? That sounds like ultra boring. It will be, don't you worry. It'll make great content, though. Deadlines for one thing, and professionalism for another. Will you let me into your room? I want to talk about this like adults in my underwear, please. Well, I mean, if you really want to. I guess I can't deny the invitation of a cute girl.
Oh man, this is her room. Wow, it is ultra boring. Suki pushes open the door of her bedroom and gestures me inside.
Welcome, fair maiden. Please enjoy pillaging these unexplored lands to your heart's content. Thanks.
I look around Suki's bedroom. I look around, and I frown. Her bedroom is even more sparsely furnished than I imagined. There are all the basic essentials one needs for a bedroom: a bed, a wardrobe, a lion, and a desk. Suki's computer and tablet rest on her desk, but that's all. There's nothing that tells me another human being lives here. No decorations on the wall, no books or games or magazines, and no beauty products lying on the desk. Looking around this room makes me feel a little lonely. If Suki's bedroom is this inhospitable, it's no wonder she'd want to escape, stretch her legs, relax in the sunshine for a while. Now I feel a little unreasonable for getting so angry at her.
Don't you have more what? More, like, stuff?
Suki flops down onto her bed. The mattress sinks beneath her weight for a few moments before puffing back up to its original size. That's not how beds work. That's a very hard mattress. She toys with a strand of her hair. It's black, like oyster sauce. Yeah, that's a good comparison, and contrasts startlingly with her white skin.
I mean, like, I do have more stuff, but it's all back at the shrine, dude. Where you used to live?
No, a random fucking shrine where she didn't live, you idiot. She nods.
I'm a little sad, I guess. I had to leave behind a bunch of my stuff, like half my clothes, my expensive makeup, my shoes, but I don't want to go back there in a hurry. Didn't you tell your family you were leaving? I couldn't tell my family. They'd freak, especially my grandmother. She's so stuffy. I'd never been able to walk around the shrine like this.
I mean, that's fine, though. You look absolutely ridiculous.
Like what? Oh, like a whore.
But my words die in my throat. Suki has stripped off her shirt and pants, revealing some cute pink frilly underwear. Wait, there's a lot of random underwear in this episode, huh? I glance at her, confused. She shrugs.
What? It's hot.
I mean, yeah, it is hot, but like, put some clothes on.
I mean, like, I guess, and you are hot. I mean, it is hot. Plus, you're wearing your underwear. Why can't I wear mine? But, okay, you know what? That's fair. You got me there.
Not that I'm wearing my underwear because I want to or anything. I just only wear one set of clothes. Baka.
Oh, but where are my manners? Take a seat. You don't need to tell me to take a seat in my own house. This is my room, bitch. You haven't paid any rent yet. I guess you found out, huh?
Found out? What? She pays rent. She knows if you've paid her or not. It's not a secret.
And Clover said she'd cover for me. You know, I'm not a fucking idiot. I didn't think you're a fucking idiot at all, Nikohime. You don't? On the contrary, I think you're like ultra smart.
Also, I think my voice is going to explode soon.
Even if you do purr like a cat when you get patted on the head. That was just a one-off. Yeah.
With a flushed face, I sit myself down beside Suki on her bed. Well, I say it's her bed, but she's actually using Clover's old bedding and pillow covers. Nothing about the room really belongs to Suki other than the tablet and the computer and maybe a few other items of clothing in the wardrobe. I mean, that's how things work. It's fine.
Isn't it lonely being here? What do you mean? You said you can't go back to see your family and you don't have that much stuff. It can't be very welcoming. Oh, don't worry about me. I can function just fine. I'm a robot. Having stuff makes life more comfortable, sure. And I really do miss all my primers and toners. But I'm fine. I can make do. I have to make do.
Oh, it's getting sad now.
I'd much rather my freedom than my makeup. Freedom?
This is a great talk. This is going so good.
You might have gathered already. I don't know how much Clover's told you, but, I really hated being a shrine maiden.
I thought you were a shrine maiden in training. Details. It doesn't really matter. That still means she was living as a shrine maiden, right?
It's the same thing, you idiot. I'm supposed to inherit the shrine when my brother retires, but she's always so busy. It fell on my grandma to show me how everything's done. I spent most of my life under my grandma's strict supervision. She's in like her 80s, she's ancient, but she still has a lot of life in her. She's as strong as a bear and stubborn as a mountain goat.
Man, oh man, that is destroying my throat something fierce.
Whenever I was late getting up in the mornings or I didn't brush my hair right, or talk back to her, she slapped the shit out of me. Really? She slapped you?
Dude, we just heard this from Clover. She hit her with a ruler. That's worse.
I mean, like, no.
Whoop, wrong voice. That was an easy voice to do. It's gotta be the worst one.
Not with her hand, but with a ruler. She kept a wooden ruler with her at all times so she knew how long things were. So she could correct my behavior. I used to be a bratty kid.
I mean, thank God you grew out of that, right? Now you're a perfectly well-adjusted member of society.
I ran around the shrine a lot and went exploring. I'd go off on my own. I wouldn't come back for hours. But my grandma hated it. She really hated it when I tore my clothes or got my shoes muddy or got leaves and twigs caught in my hair. She told me I looked thoroughly unrepresentable, like a little demon, and then she hit me. She hit me. While she was hitting me, she ran through a list of all my faults and flaws and told me to apologize.
God damn, dude, this is very dramatic.
She was the toughest, most terrifying instructor there ever was. Didn't your parents mind? They were too busy attending to the shrine.
So everybody worked on this fucking shrine. What, does that pay, like, super good? I feel like it doesn't. I feel like you probably get, like, $10 a day or something. But what do I know? I'm not a shrine boy.
I don't know if they noticed, and even if they did, they wouldn't have done anything. My grandma's quite frightening. Everyone's afraid of her. But I thought your mom ran the shrine. I mean, like, technically, but my grandma has an influence in the day-to-day management.
That doesn't put her above the owner, you dingus.
You can say what you want about her, but she's very organized and efficient and good with money. Mostly because she's such a miser.
Wow. I mean, she sounds like a lovely gal.
But
I wrinkle my nose in confusion.
That doesn't add up. What doesn't? I met your grandma when I went to the shrine.
At the time, I thought she was a sweet old lady. She was perfectly normal in her plain kimono and her white toe socks and wooden sandals. Wow, it's almost like abusers that are really good at putting on a face and acting like everything's fine to the outside world, but then turn to monsters in private. She wore her gray hair in a bun and had her glasses on a string around her neck. Oh, well, actually, I take it back. No one with glasses can be a monster. That's just a fact. Her hands were withered and ropey, and her dark eyes were watery, covered in a fine film of old age. Ew. But she was spirited enough and talked to me companionably while I worked on her computer. She even made me a mug of green tea and some delicious strawberry daifuku. Great. Her strawberry daifuku drink was probably good or something. I didn't read that whole sentence.
I'm sure she can't be a bad person. Not if she made sweets like that.
Okay, so now we have the argument that If you cook good, you can't be a bad person. It's impossible.
I mean, it would come back to sweets with you, Nico Hime.
Suki prods the tip of my nose. She's smiling.
Sweets are a good way to judge a person's moral fiber.
Counterpoint? No, they're not. They're the worst way, probably.
Oh, really? Yes, only pure-hearted people can make delicious sweets.
There's no human being alive who believes that.
I can divine the hearts of men through their homemade cooking, and that strawberry daifuku was crazy delicious.
Oh, here comes the big reveal.
Then you should be pleased to know I was the one who made it. You thought it was my grandmother, but it was me, Dio. You,
I stare at Suki.
Nani?
A few seconds ago, I understood the basics of the universe. The sky is blue. The world is round. The earth goes around the sun. Now, however, I'm not so sure.
But your grandma, she said it was homemade. And it was homemade, that wasn't a lie. But she never said her hands made it, did she? Well, oh my god, she didn't. Classic Japanese sweets were the only sweets I was ever allowed to eat at the shrine. I mean, I got like a little interested in sweets because of that. I started learning how to make them. I'm not that good in the kitchen, but if a recipe involves mochi, matcha, or azuki, I'm an expert. Well,
I glance at my thighs. Wow, I mean, big same, dude. This whole while, that delicious strawberry daifuku I ate that was filled with love, that was actually made by Suki. This loud, obnoxious girl who lounged around the house in various states of undress, hey, glass houses lady, and sprayed me with a jet of cold water a few hours ago? I can hardly believe it. I know looks can be deceiving, after all I live with Clover, but there are degrees.
My grandmother's very nice and personable to strangers, but she's always a fucking bitch with her own family. I don't think she does it to be mean. She says it's tough love. She thinks you have to be cruel to be kind. But I got sick of it. I couldn't even ask her to back off. If I did, it'd just make her hit me. Or maybe I'd have to go without dinner.
Suki frowns. She looks lost in thought.
Maybe being a shrine maiden wouldn't have been so bad if it weren't for my grandma. If she'd been a little nicer, maybe I could have stuck it out. But she wasn't. She was a huge bitch. She was a horrible bitch when I was younger, and she's still a horrible old witch now. Is that why you told her about the rice? It was just an act of petty revenge, really. I did a lot of stuff like that to her, just to pay her back. I'd hide her indoor slippers, or I'd put spicy sauce in her miso soup.
Wow, I get it, she's abusive, but that's mean too, right? She's old. For a while.
That was enough, but when she found out about her computer, she got so mad. She said it was a wicked child who had no respect for elders. I told her she was a bitch and she wanted to ruin my life. Then she told me to leave. Like it's my fault she believed me when I fed her those lies about purifying her computer. If she didn't have a brain, she would have looked it up herself. Isn't it obvious putting rice in that D drive will cause problems? I mean, she must have believed you because she trusted you for some reason. Well, I guess. She was weird, but I think she loved me somehow. But being loved just isn't enough, you know?
Oh, I know. We're in just my voice now. I know more than I'd like to admit. And scene. Great. Oh my god, we're flashing back. Alright. Before we flash back and I have to think of a new voice for the mother character, I'm going to draw this episode to a close. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate if you like that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Be sure to tune next week for more something or another with yours truly. I'll see you guys then.